Hello and welcome back to my channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today we are going to be doing the theme run for Liliana Vess. Only got a couple of votes, which is a little disappointing, but that's okay. I have to imagine that neither Liliana or the Dark Magician Girl are characters that everyone knows a lot about. And to be fair, even though Liliana Vess has a story, because there are some things in Magic the Gathering that actually do have written stories about them. Like, the characters do have, a background. They have actual, ideas and struggles and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really read many of those stories, so I get a lot of the information that I have for characters like this from the actual cards themselves, and from listening to what others have to say about the story as it's continuing, so hopefully everything I have here is at least semi-accurate. That having been said, let's talk about it. Liliana Vess she was a healer who ended up becoming a necromancer due to reasons. This is about the part where I have to stop and clarify the idea that I do not know exactly how she became what she became. But from all of the different cards and variants of Liliana Vess that there are, I can tell you very much that she is a necromancer, a powerful death mage that likes to resurrect the dead to fight for her, which means that she's also a big fan of death magic and dark magic. So hence, these four starting arcana seem only fitting. We're using the Venture robe because dark power, you have to say. She does consort with demons, that is canonical to her. And the sort of strength that you get by consorting with demons seems like the sort of thing that Venture would be a good way of representing, because it does make you very strong, but at the cost of something. In this case, my maximum health. And because she is essentially a master of perverting life and death, we're starting with Pazu's favorite hat because, well, for one, safety, but for two, it's very in-fitting with the character. She's also what one would call a bit of a fashionista. Alright, so since we're not starting with anything that would denote any sort of major difficulty either in front or back, we're just going to go ahead and start wherever. So, over the years, there have been a number of different variations on Liliana Vess. Just like I said, all of them kind of play with similar themes, but of course, all of them are a little bit different. Like, one of the more popular, recent incarnations of her has her essentially summoning zombies and I forget what all exactly the card does. The big draw to it is that when one of your creatures dies, you get to draw a card, which not only keeps you in card advantage for throughout the game, if you keep her alive, of course. But it's also very unfitting with her, as it seems to say to me that she's gathering knowledge from the deceased. That in and of itself is worth talking about. By the way, in case you're asking, Sage, are you actually ignoring a fairy? No, I'm not. I just want to make sure that I'm spending my money appropriately. So, I both do and don't like that. Now, first of all, considering that she's all about dark magic, death magic, and controlling the undead, you're probably thinking, why would you even consider Raging Inferno? Simple reason being because when you consort with demons, it's not like dark magic is the only thing you ever get access to. I have to imagine that somewhere in her kit she knows how to conjure Hellfire. Just saying. Ow. Perfect. But I also know that one of my upcoming enemies is Freya, and I'm well aware that Freya resists fire, so I'm questioning whether or not it's a good idea to take it. I think I am going to go ahead and take Etra. Etra will be helpful to me throughout the entire run. That was not smart, I meant to do that. Yes, come to me, my minions. And as you've seen before, there is certainly no harm in breaking a few things to try to supplement my wallet. Wait, why wasn't I allowed to move? What happened? I'm confused. Why was I just sitting there? I was holding up that entire time. I'm so lost. Hello, sir. Do you have anything that I could really use? Not really? Alright, cool. See ya. Locked chests are no big deal when I have the power of darkness on my side. It's really quite invigorating having... Oh wait, I see what happened. Oh wait, I accidentally poked the control stick of my other controller, and that created confusion. Beautiful. Alright, I think I'm actually going to hold off. And I think the big tipping factor for me isn't necessarily that Freya is coming up at the end. Because, I mean, she can still be burned. No, what it is that I do have a robe that's increasing essentially my base damage. And I would rather find something that works better with that base damage increase rather than just a I mean, it's good. It's a good solid multi-hit, but looking for something with stronger single hits. If I end up regretting that decision later, well, wouldn't be the first time. But on the point of Liliana Vess, she is a card type in Magic the Gathering known as a Planeswalker. Basically, something that counts as not necessarily a creature, but not really any other type of permanent either. It's just essentially an assistant, so to speak. And they all have some drastic and crazy abilities. Some of them are single garbage. But I mean, that's like anything in a trading card game. Not everything can be super powerful. And I believe Syndrome said it best in Incredible. Once everyone is special, then no one will be. So they can't all be winners, but the Liliana cards in general are pretty solid. Some of them being absolutely amazing. I will definitely take this Ancient Fountainhead, thank you. do we have over here? Well, I mean, that makes sense, except for the idea that I don't think Liliana is what one would call a physical fighter. And in that regard, I like the idea of Wind Sentry, but that's not going to do a whole lot against fucking Shu. So I might buy an Arcana just to give to Nocturne to see if I can get something particularly good. I also have the bonus of knowing that whatever I get from him will be upgraded for my convenience. Don't you mean for your pleasure, Dark Sage? I'm trying. I mean, I wasn't gonna make that joke, but hey, if you want it, by all means. There we go. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to buy Shockwire. Then we're gonna take it up to Nocturne and see if I can gamble for something a little bit better. You know, like Ignition Drive. I'm all for Ignition Drive. And again, that's a lot like summoning Hellfire, so I'm all for it. And no, the idea that Freya is the third trial in line is not what kept me from buying Raging Inferno. I was looking for something that would work a little bit better with the damage up properties that I have on my rogue. There we go. See, I'm not necessarily sure that Ignition Drive is that much better than Raging... Speaking of Raging Inferno. Alright, fuck it. If the game wants me to have it, I'm taking it. That having been said, I will look for something a little different. Like I said, I don't think that there's any trouble with Liliana casting elemental magic. I believe for the themes of Magic the Gathering, they choose to stray her away from elemental magic. Mostly because it's easier just to keep everything straight if she doesn't have access to too many crazy abilities like commanding the wind or summoning flames or whatnot. But looking at it strictly from the point of view of how magic power works, she's not barred from using elemental spells. Necromancers still get access to other types of magic. They're just best at necromancy. Yeah, that's right, just keep walking into the fire. Check to see if that's the thing that's making your skin melt. And as per the theme of this particular theme poll, does Liliana Vess have the sex appeal? Oh yeah. I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. See, I'm not sure how many more Arcana I'm going to be buying, so I don't know about that. Honestly, the best thing here is probably the combo gloves, just so I can launch off 4 Chaos Crushers in one volley. But let me see what else is available. Alright, that room always gives me some like nervous chills. Okay, well if I can only afford one thing from this floor, I think the robe upgrade is definitely gonna have to be it. That way I have even better cooldowns, even better damage improvements. And even better run speed. So, yeah. Alright, you know what? No, let's go south. But I mean, also using a little bit of Magic the Gathering's own logic, I can say pretty comfortably that things like fire, lightning, wind, mind magic, at the very least, I can say that Liliana would dabble in these because in Magic the Gathering, the black magic's allied colors are red and blue. Red and blue deal with things like fire, lightning, and direct damage, and I really need to fight this. And blue's effects are all about wind, things like card draw, which would be the equivalent of mind magic. Like, there's a lot to say that she could probably handle magic like this. Yeah, there's nothing here I want. So then, yes, the combo gloves are probably about the best thing I can buy. Am I even interested in the other 5% of the map? Not really. Wow, that was awful. Tozy's pocket watch. What does that do again? I already have a hard enough time charging up my signature. Let's not take that. So, Dark Sage, has Liliana Vess been any color in Magic other than black? No. She's always been kind of the personification of the straight black card, either dealing with this card, or killing things, or resurrecting things. Basically, everything she has is some variation on that in actual canonical Magic the Gathering. She doesn't deal in things that do damage. She mostly just does discard, creature resurrection, creature destruction, and every now and again you get a really neat effect from her, like search your library for a card, which again is really nice. It's not even an off-color ability because a lot of black cards have just go search your library for something. Those of you who actually played the game will understand that things like Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, and Beseech the Queen are all black cards, and they all do exactly that. Liliana Vess's very first appearance has the ability of search your library for a card, then shuffle your deck and put the card right on top of it. So, actually, no, I think that version of her has you put in your game, which is better. And apologies to those of you that don't really... I do like the idea of breaking Twister. I also like the idea of bouncing Bubble. Bouncing Bubble, I think, has much more application, so I will buy that. Alright, so I see where the rest of the level is. Hopefully Anders has something really neat for me. See, right about now, Ring of Reserves would be looking pretty darn special. Excuse me, controller. Pretty sure I aimed that diagonally. Why are you not listening to my wishes? Oh, Dark Sage, you think you're the one who controls you, don't you? There we go. Looking better. What is this over here? Oh. Silly monsters. They thought they could actually do something to me. Hello, Jade Chakra Locket. So, even though I'm pretty sure Jade's Chakra Locket is also broken, based on the idea that it doesn't actually provide that much defense, I am also relatively certain. Okay, so now the question is, do I give up one of the 2 Arcana I'm currently holding, and then move Bouncing Bubble into its place? And I think... And she would end up taking Ignition Drive, so am I okay with her taking that? And I think, ultimately, yeah, oh no, she took Bouncing Bubble. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, that was a shame. But also, if I look at the rules as to how she works, that makes total sense. She normally takes the only unenhanced. Starts with unenhanced Arcana first. I guess I just figured because it was essentially on my sideboard there that she wouldn't take it, but that was stupid of me. By the way, that was just to empower the Ancient Fountain Pen. But getting 50% healing from all sources basically means that I'm even harder to kill now, and I'm totally for that. Also means that I'm just going to have to deal without Bouncing Bubble, which I was kind of looking forward to, not going to lie. That would have been really effective. There we go. That's what's known as a beatdown. I mean, I don't really want Shockwire, but you know what? On the next level, I can use that in place of Ignition Drive to create nice little traps. And then I can get my army of undead knights to just finish the job for me. And again, it's not great, but it's far from awful either. Yeah, the whole point of Shockwire is it's supposed to be a trap, but I'm also noticing that it's not working very well. Ow. Sure, you're supposed to be dead. Don't toy with my emotions like that, boy. Yeah, I don't actually want Mystic Monopole, but I mean, If I happen to find something along the lines of, like, Hermione the Collector or the Adorable Mimic, I'll go back for it. Dark fire, hellfire. Please tell me I'm not the only one that thinks that was probably the creepiest Disney villain song out there. I mean, by my own admission, I think it makes it a really good one, but oh my god, Frollo is fucking scary. And I think ultimately that was the point, he was supposed to be. But, wow, for essentially what amounted to a kid's movie, that is one hell of a villain. And that's not to say that kids' movies can't have dark villains. I feel like I would be remiss in my detailing duties if I didn't now talk about Coraline and the main villain of that movie. Hey, you want to talk about dark, scary villains? Holy shit! The other mother, otherwise known as the Beldam, is a scary, scary bitch. Like, her entire goal in life is to trick children into leaving their lives behind so that she can consume them in their souls. And so, even ignoring the idea that you first have to believe that human beings have a soul, that's just scary. I figure for this particular discussion, it's nuts. Alright, overwhelmed him. Aqua Beam. So there are plenty of things here that would work if I didn't already have myself more or less set up, so yeah. There we go. I think ultimately Aqua Beam will be better for my build. Oh hey, I never found Anders, and I have money. Well, let's go see if he's got anything interesting for me. I mean, another fairy, that's nice. Grab the supply crate, just in case. There's really nothing here I'm seeing that's that great. And unfortunately, the Phantom Knights, pardon me, don't count as summons anymore, so... There we go. And by some fortune, we managed to make it so that we have essentially a Black Magic the Gathering character using her allied colors to her advantage. It all makes sense when you look at it from the lens of just general role-playing games. Just because Magic the Gathering never gave her any other abilities doesn't mean that A, she won't get them in the future, or B, that she shouldn't have them in the first place. Well, I see Dynamic Disarray there, and I'm all for it, but I also want to see what other relics are are available here. There's the boss chamber. Alright, that'll be easy to get back to then. Would still really like to get that Ring of Reserves. That just seems like it would be the best right now. That would be affecting more than one of my archives. Oh, you show up late, buddy. What do you have to say for yourself? I assume he was checking out the new content in Undermine, which I still have yet to do myself, so that'll be fun for the channel. There we go. Yeah, sucks when an explosive barrel gets right in your way, doesn't it? Wizard of Nitroglycerin. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. Yeah, well... It's your design, buddy. That was a mistimed dodge on my behalf. I was trying to teleport through them to attack from behind, but I screwed up. Okay, definitely take Fiery Paintbrush. Definitely take Sleepy Thunderstone. Alright. Just about all of the relics I've picked up are essentially quality of life stuff, which, you know, it's fine. I was hoping for more damage, but not exactly struggling. In case you're wondering why I'm still going through the floor, I am doing my best to try to afford that dynamic disarray. Yeah, it's not worth going to that last room over there. We'll just fight the boss. Ow. See, what I have going on right now is a damage consistency. I don't exactly have like super powerful, like single hits, but it's being made up for by the idea that I have just lots of hits going on, which actually isn't too bad of a thing when you consider that I don't have a lot of damage up. It's actually better that I don't have a lot of damage up for things that are multi-targeting. And it's so unfair that she gets to essentially start that move right on top of you. No bouncing blaze. I'm fine with what I have. So the only problem Liliana is actually going to have here is the idea that Sura himself actually resists the spells that she uses. But, I mean, that was something that I was well aware of before I even started this, so... somehow I think I'll be okay. Oh, two of them disappeared because the enemy was technically too far away. What kind of horse shit is that? Yeah, you can go away. Thank you, Etra. And hey, I can even afford the upgrade. And there's nothing else I really want, so screw it, I'm just taking the upgrade. No Ring of Reserves, though, that made me a little sad. I mean, look at all these spells that have multiple charges that I would benefit from having the Ring of Reserves with. Some of you are probably now wondering, does Liliana Vess actually wear a ridiculous hat? Well, I mean, kind of. I mean, I don't know what exactly you call that thing that she wears. It's just a piece of headgear. But I mean, yeah, she wears something on her head. It's like a tiara or a diadem or something like that. L button? I've been noticing the same problem with my Switch controller, where sometimes my inputs don't go off the way that they should. And I'm wondering if, because it's now happening on two controllers, do I actually have two problematic controllers, or am I not? Or am I not paying attention to frame pools or something along those lines? Because it's more likely that I'm the one making the mistake than it is that everything else around me is busted. Owie. Owie. Wait, what? Okay, some of the hits I took there didn't make any sense. But whatever. I was successful, and that's the important part. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. I appreciate your support and all of the kind words that you've been sharing with me lately. Do me the favor of doing the like, comment, subscribe dance. Hit me up on social media, and hey, if you've got any good ideas for a build, hit up my Discord and drop a suggestion. I've been looking forward to some of the suggestions y'all have, and interested in seeing what you guys can come up with that I don't. So again, thank you for spending some of your free time with me. It really means a lot to me. I'm gonna go play some Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity now, so I don't know, if you guys are interested in that game, let me know. I'm pretty much at the end game for it now. I'm just grinding for weapons, but another story. So, Liliana is successful. Thank you guys very much. I'm gonna head out. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you